Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is April 10th, 2025, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, we're watching a record surge for the U.S. markets to the upside. But first, looking at today's major economic events, we'll have at 2:30 South African time from the United States, a CPI, core price index, that's an inflation report coming out today. Now, yesterday, President Trump put a pause to this tariff for 90 days, and the markets just surged. So looking at the Forex symbols, the major pairs remaining strong, and looking at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ surged to record numbers in a one-day jump. And looking at commodities, gold continues to rally while oil actually fizzles lower. And looking at the stocks, they all surged, just some more, some less. We're going to take a look at that. And lastly, Bitcoin catches a fever to the upside and pops $5,000. So let's take a look at markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So you're first starting with the Euro USD. Now it's a surge to the upside. Yes, it does have resistance at 1050, and so we may see it faltering around that area, but it's also forming a wedge formation, a very steep wedge formation. We may get a counter move to the downside, as this is just tremendously trading with so much volatility. Now, taking a look at GBP USD, still less volatile and a little bit weaker than the euro is versus the USD, which is very interesting because the GBP is usually the stronger one. Now, the Canadian dollar did get stronger versus the USD. You could see that quite clearly, breaking to a subsequent supportish area, a second supportish area at this 140.83-ish level. And if we look at the Japanese yen, okay, consolidating at this 146, not going lower, but not going higher either. And we're just like really consolidating. Now, jumping into commodities, looking at gold, we're surging to 31.10 right now. We're just losing some momentum on this upper limit area. If we're looking at a daily chart, we're right back almost to our highs. Okay, we're only about 50 points away from our highs. So that had a decent recovery. Now, looking at crude oil, it fizzles. It initially got that bounce, but then it spooked itself out and back on $60 a barrel. Okay, that could just be because it was time for oil to sell itself off anyway, and there's not enough really momentum to the upside. Now, looking at the US markets, this is where it gets super interesting. Look at this one day, this double bottom. Okay, now we called this dead cat bounce yesterday, and we spoke about that in a shorter video, but here we are, and we're just retracing now. Right now, this may be a fade opportunity to the downside. Okay, so I'll tell you this much: you're gonna have a opportunity to trade on both sides. Okay, but your trend is your friend. But you do want to choose one side to see if it's working out, and then you continue trading that side. But otherwise, it'll probably give you several opportunities. Now, I do want it to be a down open today for the U.S. markets. That way it could lead itself higher if it's going to do that, okay? But my guess is, okay, this pause of 90 days is just that. It's a pause. These tariffs are still looming, and this is something that's still going to unload. I don't know how much President Trump really put thought into this, knowing that this is going to affect millions and millions of people. I mean, people have erased a tremendous part of their portfolio. Yes, it's paper money. It's not real gains that they made, but still, people get, wiggled out of the market, and especially if they're trading with leverage, they're going to find themselves in situations that is a little bit uncomfortable in these type of scenarios. So right now, as a trader, it's a great place to be scalping the markets. Now, looking at the NASDAQ, same thing. We're getting this surge higher, but then this retracement right now as it's fitting its move to the downside. Now, looking at some of the biggest winners, Apple, look at that. Went from 174 to 198. This is crazy numbers. If we go look at Facebook, even more, from 507 to 585. That's a $80 move in one day. Microsoft also went orbital from 352 to 390. Everything went higher. So it's no point of me just breaking it down for you, per stock. Everything went higher. What I do want to share with you lastly is Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has been trading in just so much character, so beautifully. It hit a low of 74,571 and then made a double bottom. That would have been a good move to the upside. It would have given you to 83,000 from 74, almost $9,000. and you didn't have to trade it perfectly, but it was a perfect trade to really take advantage of. Now we're almost in the middle of that area. If we do see a further surge today to the upside, then I would presume that Bitcoin would follow also to the upside as well. So keep that in mind today. So opportunities abound on both sides. Just be careful how you're trading it. You don't want to fight the tape. You want to be on one side, see if it's working, and then, hopefully it'll continue working until it doesn't. And then you got to shift gears and see if it's going to change its character. And once you've got that confirmation, only then do you consider doing the opposite. So this is really some very simple stuff to trade such a volatile market, but you got to stay disciplined. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.